Hello and welcome to Oweleketv News. I am Confidence Oko. Thanks for joining us. Now the news headlines. Supreme Court affirms Ademola Adeleke as Governor of Osun State. Biafra group declares May 30th sit at home to honor fallen heroes. Bad leadership to blame for Naira depreciation, Gani Adams. Worshippers and Emir's children kidnapped in Kaduna State. And in sports, Mourinho expresses interest in managing Paris Saint-germain. Welcome back. Now the news in detail. The hearing between Governor Ademola Adeleke and former Governor Adeboyega Oyetola have been dismissed by the Supreme Court due to lack of merit. The court ruled in favor of Governor Ademola Adeleke and declared him winner of the governorship elections. The presiding Justice Sylvester Okoro said the petition lacks merit and the allegations were not proved. According to him, eyewitnesses could not prove the evidence because they were not present at the polling unit where the elections took place, and they could not prove the allegations of overvoting. Former Governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, has been given permission by the Federal High Court in Lagos to travel for medical reasons. Currently, Fayose is accused of money laundering. The EFCC claimed in the accusations that he obtained possession of 1,219 million naira on June 17, 2014, knowing full well that it was part of the profits of a criminal act, namely criminal breach of trust or stealing, used to finance the 2014 governorship campaign in Ekiti State. Fayose was also accused of violating Sections 1 and Section 16D of the Money Laundering Prohibition Act 2011 as amended, and violating Section 16 subsection 2B of the same act when he was alleged to have received a cash payment of $5 million from Senator Musiliu Obanikoro, the former Minister of State for Defense, on the same day. Shortly after Fayose completed his second term as governor in 2018, he had been the subject of an investigation by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, along with his company, Spotless Investment Limited. After receiving a motion to that effect from Olanipekun San, the attorney for Fayose, who was represented at the Monday hearings by Mr. Ahmed T., Justice C.J. Aneke granted the leave. To honor fallen heroes and others who lost their lives during the Civil War, the indigenous people of Biafra declares a sit-at-home on May 30th in the southeast. According to the group, all social, political, religious, and economic activities in the area would be suspended, with the exception of health workers. The announcement was made by Emir Powerful, the group's media and publicity secretary, who also issued a request for businesses, organizations, and institutions of all kinds to shut down in honor of its heroes and heroines. This includes hotels, schools, and churches. The statement says IPOB, ably led by the leader Nnamdi Kanu, wishes to remind Biafrans, friends of Biafra and lovers of Biafra freedom across the world, that May 30th is sacrosanct and every Biafran must remember and honor those who died for us to live. We must remember those who died in slave chains and in tortures in the hands of slave masters, those thrown overboard, and those who preferred death than to be taken as slaves. We remember them all. He added that the event this year is unique and that the sit-at-home period will last from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. The organization has urged all Biafrans to observe the sit-at-home wherever they may be, and has also requested that candles be lighted for a 3-minute moment of silence at noon. Gani Adams, the Are Onakakanfo of Yorubaland, appeals to the federal government to stop the Naira's decline by assisting in its re-evaluation. Speaking in Lagos at the Celebration of Wealth Festival's 2023 edition, he said that the Naira's decline had a negative impact on Nigeria's standing on the international stage, and that it was now worth less than the Ghanaian cedi, South African rand, and Namibian dollar, among other currencies. He thought back to the periods when the Naira was worth the same as United Kingdom pound sterling and even more than American dollars. He added that poor leadership is to blame for the weakening of the Naira. Adams noted that the late Chief Obafemi Awolowo projected a strong Naira as the currency that would stand the test of time. We'll now be going on a short break. Please stay with us. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. A total of 40 worshippers have been abducted on Sunday at Bege Baptist Church in Madala, Chikun local government area of Kaduna State, according to the Christian Association of Nigeria. The CAN chairman in Kaduna State, Reverend John Hayab, said the kidnap happened at about 9:30 a.m. when the worshippers were in church, which is along Buruku Baringi Road. 15 of the kidnapped congregants managed to escape while the bandits went away with the remaining 25. According to him, efforts are being made to get in touch with the abductors concerning the remaining people. We pray that the abductors would be merciful to release the remaining 25 back to their families. He added that some terrorists broke into Alhaji Saad Abubakar, the Emir of Kagarko in southern Kaduna, and abducted 9 of his children. According to a witness, the incident happened at 11:30 p.m. on Sunday when the terrorists invaded the town and made a beeline for the palace of the monarch. The emir's youngest wife, 9 children and grandchildren were taken hostage by the terrorists, but the wife managed to flee and come back to the house. One Audu Kwakulu was injured and is currently undergoing medical care in the hospital. 3 people, including a lady, were taken away. There has been no formal confirmation of the 2 incidences from the state administration or the state police command as of the time of this report. Dr. George Mogalo, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the National Inland Waterways Authority, has directed that all illegal buildings constructed on the agency's right-of-way in Onitsha, Anambra State, be demolished. While surveying the potential location for a maritime institute along the Niwa right-of-way close to Nigeria Correctional Center in Onitsha, he gave the instruction. He expressed shock at the location's rising illegal building population. He said since people did not give Niwa any notice to go into its property, Niwa will not give them any notice before it demolishes the properties. Why would I give you notice to quit my property when you did not give me notice to enter into the property? According to him, they entered our right-of-ways without permission to build and even fence our lands with gates. We will not give them notice before such illegal structures are demolished. These are the people who go about rumoring that Niwa is selling their right-of-ways. He claimed that although there had been some controversy, it had been settled and the Marine Institute project will be on the Niwa right-of-way. He continued by saying after inspecting the location and determining the necessary acreage for the project, they gave them their approval. In order for Niwa to conduct its survey and mark off the area in issue and collect the appropriate fees, a formal application must be submitted and the design of what is going to be done there must be provided. The Niger Delta Development Commission says that it is negotiating a memorandum of understanding with international consultants to construct its corporate governance structure. The NDDC Executive Director Projects, Mr. Charles Ogunmola, said, and I quote, "We are currently in talks with PwC, KPMG and Deloitte for one of them to come in and establish our corporate governance structure so that we will be able to operate like any other world-class organization where everything is run with probity and guided with the best in practice rules of governance. This should start the journey of our corporate governance renewal, and that is ongoing at the moment. Every project request moving forward must be supported by a business case," he continued, noting that up until recently, access to the Commission's state offices was only permitted for inspection. He declared that NDDC representatives would now be based at the local government level and that everyone must be involved in developmental project requirements from communities, including youngsters, community leaders, and local pressure organizations. No one in the communities can dispute awareness of the communal decision. Now the local communities must develop a needs assessment which the community leaders must approve. and those in the neighborhoods are the ones who will carry out such programs. Prior to now, he said only NDDC workers monitored projects, but going forward, the commission would now involve independent organizations to monitor the outcome of projects. Up next is sports news, but first, let's go on a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. In sports, Jose Mourinho has expressed early hesitant interest in managing Paris Saint-germain. The French team will evaluate their alternatives at the end of the season. Mourinho's future as Roma manager is unknown heading into the summer. The former Manchester United manager may contemplate a change of club. Given that their present head coach Christophe Galtier's contract expires in 2024, the French champions will evaluate their possibilities at the end of the current campaign. With Roma's triumph in the Europa Conference League last season, Mourinho, whose contract with Roma ends at the end of the following season, led the Italian team to its first European trophy since 1961. The opening leg of Roma's Europa League semi-final match against Bayer Leverkusen will be played in Italy on Thursday. The former manager of Manchester United is hoping for back-to-back victories in Europe with Roma. With 4 games left, Roma is now ranked 7 domestically, 5 points outside the Champions League spots. Just before we go, we bring you entertainment tidbits. After 11 years of marriage to her spouse, former NFL player Kroy Berman, reality TV star Kim Zolciak has formally filed for divorce. According to reports, the couple has been having financial problems, including an alleged $1.1 million in unpaid taxes owed to IRS. According to TMZ, Zolciak, who rose to prominence on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, stated April 30 as the date of their divorce from Berman. The couple has 4 kids together. In her divorce filing, Zolciak cited irretrievably broken as her reason for ending the divorce. She is seeking joint legal custody and primary physical custody of their 4 children, as well as spousal support. She also requested to have her maiden name restored legally. And that's it on Oweleketv News today, but before we go, here is a recap of the headlines. Biafra group declares May 30th sit at home to honor fallen heroes. Bad leadership to blame for Naira depreciation, Gani Adams. Worshippers and Emir's children kidnapped in Kaduna State. And in sports, Jose Mourinho expresses interest in managing Paris Saint-germain. Follow us on all our social media handles displayed on your TV screen for your adverts and inquiries. Till I come your way next time with more interesting news, I am Confidence Oko. Stay safe and thanks for watching.